Hey fifth graders, this video is going to be teaching you how to write a supporting paragraph. We talked about this a little bit in class, but I wanted to review and put it on your Google Slides so that you had a reminder of how to do this. So let's begin. So the structure of each paragraph is going to follow the structure of our entire paper. We're going to start with a topic sentence, which is telling us what is this paragraph all about. It's very similar to our introduction, where we were introducing what our whole paper was going to be about, but it's just in a smaller version. So we're going to say, what is this paragraph all about? That's our topic sentence. We will give at least 3 or more details about that topic. Make it juicy, make your reader want to keep reading what you're writing. And then we'll finish with a closing sentence, which restates the main idea of the paragraph. And sometimes it will also lead you into what your next paragraph will be about. So I put a little cheeseburger on here just to give us that visual reminder that we start with a topic sentence, give all the juicy details in the middle, and then finish with that closing sentence, restating that main idea. So I'm going to be talking about paragraph 1 for my paper. So I'm going to go back to my notes, and my paragraph 1 was going to be called United States Disaster, and I decided I wanted to tell all of the basic facts of the storm in this paragraph. So my first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to change my heading to United States Disaster, because that's what this paragraph is going to be all about. Now, I know my first step is I need to have a topic sentence. And so my heading that I came up with can help me come up with it. And I'm also looking at some of these facts. I know that in this paragraph, my main idea, I'm going to be telling them information of the storm. So my topic sentence is something like this. Hurricane Katrina struck the southern part of Louisiana on August 29th, 2005. I wrote this because it tells my reader, hey, I'm going to be learning about Hurricane Katrina in this paragraph. And so I gave them this fact here. I already told them in the past, in my introduction, that it was a Category 5 hurricane, so I didn't feel like I needed to say that again. So now I'm going to write about my supporting details, because I know that after I write my topic sentence, now is where I get all the juicy parts. So I wrote, this devastating storm came into contact with over 93,000 miles of land, because I knew it impacted 93,000 miles. So I made it into a complete sentence, and I made it sound a little bit more engaging for my readers. This devastating storm came into contact with over 93,000 miles of land. So I wrote this. Now I want to talk about the storm surge. And I don't want to plagiarize anything, so I'm coming up with it in my own words. The storm surge. Now, I wasn't sure if my reader would know what a storm surge was. When we're writing an informational paper, we want to make sure our readers are understanding what they're reading. So I looked up storm surge because I wasn't sure if I would be able to explain it in the best way. I knew what it was in my mind, but I didn't know exactly how to phrase it. So I saw here that it was an abnormal rise of water generated by a storm. So I told my reader, the storm surge, a rise of water caused by a storm, rose to 27 feet. Now, look that I didn't plagiarize what I found on the internet. I wrote it in my own words while still giving them the important information about my storm. All right. And I also have this fact, it did the most damage once it hit land. It reduced in size once it hit land. So when I was reading, I found that hurricanes are the biggest when they're over water. And then once they hit land, they get smaller. And that was true about Hurricane Katrina as well. And so I wrote my next fact. The hurricane was the most powerful over the ocean. Once it moved over land, good thing we'll be editing these later. Once it moved over land, the storm reduced in size. Now, all that I have left to do is I need to write my conclusion, my closing statement, so that I want my closing statement to wrap up this entire paragraph. And I also kind of want it to lead into my next paragraph. So you don't always have to do both. If it makes the most sense to you, just to restate the main idea of this, that works. I chose to kind of bring this paragraph to a close and also lead into what my next paragraph is, which is going to be damage. So I just wrote here, once it moved over land, the storm reduced in size. That didn't stop this storm from causing huge amounts of damage. So this definitely brings my paragraph to a close. I know this paragraph is over. And I'm also getting a clue about, what am I going to learn about next? So I put this into my Google Slides on my next slide where it said paragraph 1, and I just changed my heading from paragraph 1 to United States disaster, and I am done. I am really excited to see what you guys write. Have a great day.